Hello everyone, my name is Adrienne Hargrove. My partner, Victoria Sweezy, and I chose the topic Perception of Time. The article I found is on this topic is What is the meaning of on time? The socio-cultural nature of punctuality. This study used three different countries: Estonia, Morocco, and the United States. In Victoria's presentation, she will discuss a little more in detail the culture and beliefs about time among Americans. The first country I'm going to talk about is Estonia. Excuse me. Their knowledge type is value-based. They are traditional, and the sociocultural orientation is collectivism. The Estonians believe that family is the central focus of social life and that age, position, and experience earn you respect. And those in senior positions, they make the decisions for the family. They are a quiet and reserved people. The Moroccans, they also rely on a value-based knowledge type. They are traditional, and the socio-cultural orientation is collectivism. Now, Morocco is a conservative and religious country. They hold on to their beliefs and traditions. And of course, we're all familiar with Americans. The United States relies on a legal knowledge type, is traditional, and the sociocultural orientation is individualism. And of course, Victoria, she's going to talk a little bit more about Americans in her article. There were 301 students who participated in this study. The age range was 18 to 36 years, with 19 being the mean age. The participants were all female, and they were considered to come from the middle class. The students from Estonia and the United States, they were enrolled in social science courses, and all of the Moroccan students were medical students. The researchers wanted to compare the definitions of late and early with the three different countries. The method used for this study was questionnaires. The questionnaires included scenarios about social engagements, meeting a teacher or professor, and work-related appointments. They were asked to give their on-time window for each question. For example, an individual may believe being 5 or 10 minutes late was actually being on time. The students completed the ESTCOL and the Zimbardo Time Perspective Inventory and the NEO 5-Factor Inventory. And all the questions and instructions were translated by bilinguals into the language used by each student. And all the students volunteered to be participants. There was not a random sample completed. The results of this study showed that the on-time windows for Moroccans were significantly larger than the Estonian on-time windows, and the Estonian on-time windows were larger than the American on-time windows. The ZPTI fatalistic scale showed that Moroccans and Estonians tend to be present fatalistic, which means they have a whatever happens will happen attitude about life. I guess if you've heard maybe someone say que sera, sera, that's what that means. One thing to point out about Moroccans is that they conduct their daily prayers at the proper time. The researchers found that people living in more modern societies are not flexible with their meaning of on time. Their thought is that the narrow on time windows could be an adaptive response to living in a fast-paced society where individuals cannot afford, to waste time or to dawdle. The researchers did discover that in all three countries, individuals' on-time windows were larger for social engagements than for work-related appointments. I don't believe this sample is representative of the population because of the ages of the participants. Also, all the questions and instructions were translated. Words translated in Moroccan may have a different meaning to an American. Another caveat to this study is that after completing a stepwise regression on all three cultures, the researchers found that the older Estonians had narrow on-time windows. The youth had a more flexible on-time window. And Americans who are conscientious are even more punctual. And I know that in America we hear the saying, the early bird gets the worm. However, the majority of my family and friends are always late. I guess that's why I've always assumed that Americans were late people.